So we must mooi luister. I'm a coach, inspirational speaker, call it what you like. I didn't talk, my mother tells me, until quite late on in my life. But then she then told me that since then I haven't stopped. So I hope that what I have to say will be helpful to you. Just understand that I'm not the kind of person that tells you what you want to hear. I'll tell you what I think you need to hear. And there's often a difference, because sometimes we just want to feel good, and other times we need to grow and learn something. Yep. Okay. I was asked to talk on business skills. And for me, business skills are very different to what you might hear out in the marketplace. Because in a world that is absolutely saturated with technology, business is about people. People do business with people. And people are people the way they've been since the time we first walked the face of the earth. We are emotional. We are thinking. We like certain things, we don't like certain things. And when we're in business, we need to take those things into account. So a lot of what I'm saying today is based on that thing of how do we interact with people. Communication, whether it be verbal, whether it be physical, whether it be through technology, is actually with people. And everything we do in business is about people. And more importantly, it's about the other person. The first skill we need to learn when we're in business is we don't count. I need to be able to lose myself in order to get into the space of the other person. Whether it's a sales pitch, whether it's a negotiation, whether I'm dealing with fellow workers in an environment, I need to take myself out of the picture. And I won't talk about it today, but conflict is inevitable. Conflict resolution is a choice. And we need to be able to make those choices to make sure we alleviate any tension between people. Systems and technology assist us, but they can't take over. Because good as they can be on the one hand, they can destroy things on the other hand if we allow it. So when we're using technology, make sure we understand it is just that. And where do we place it in the whole picture? How many of you are on Facebook? Yeah. How many of you post things on Facebook? So if I'm one Friday evening out somewhere dancing in my knickers on the table, I don't want that posted on Facebook. I don't want to do that in the first place. Because who I am is what people see and what people deal with. What I say is important. You know, some of the things that you see there are really not the nicest of things. We can speak our minds, but speak your mind in a way that is mindful of other people who are hearing it. I shoot from the hip. I'm not politically correct. I believe I want to be biblically correct. And sometimes people don't like that. The way I voice it is going to make a huge difference to the way it's perceived. Focus on that other person. How many of you know that listening is about 90% of a communication? If I want a good communication with somebody else, I have got to learn to actively listen, not just not speak. Not speaking is not listening. Actively listening says I switch everything off so I can concentrate and focus on what that person is telling me. Then when I respond, I must respond to what is said, not to what I had in my mind that I wanted to say. That is irrelevant to the other person. What's relevant is what they have been talking to me about. And salespeople will tell you, if you do it properly, they will tell you exactly what to say to them in order to get them to buy your product. But we don't hear that because we don't listen. So that is another part of it. Just washing my tongue. And remember, when we talk business, we often talk about customers and us. But us is also customers. You have external customers, anybody you're dealing with, any facet of business outside, and you have internal customers, which are the people that you work with that we are also serving. I saw a verse this morning which actually said that. The king himself saying, "But I serve you by washing your feet." We serve. A waiter is called a server in America. That makes sense to me. Why do we call it serving when we put stuff on the table? So, yeah, 90%, 10%. If you're face-to-face, then you have body language, which counts for a lot. But if you're not, what do people see on your email? What do they see on your media? What do they see in a text? Is it properly worded? Is it properly spelt? Is it properly written? In business, we're not talking slang, jive, to our buddies. We're talking language to other people. If you don't, you're going to be misunderstood. Because there's a lot of stuff out there, I look at it and I think, now what are they trying to say? There's things that I was born 28 years ago, and I really don't pick up some of that stuff. It's a very modern thing. So, number one, pictures. Number two, language. Number three, correct language. I detest reading stuff that's badly spelt, badly, syntax is bad, etc. Focus on the customer need, not your product. Have you noticed how many people, have you had that people will come and talk to you and all they want to do is tell you about what they've got, and then tell you why you've got to have it. And when somebody does that to me, my answer is, no, I don't need it, I don't have to. But if you listen to me, you will know what my need is. And business, since time immemorial, is about satisfying somebody else's needs. The only reason people got together to do business was because one guy was good at killing mammoths and the other one was good at picking berries. And hang on, if I wanted something other than mammoth steak, then I'd have to find some way of getting it. And we did business together. That's really the basis of it. So business is not about what business you're in. It's not about what product you're marketing. It's not about who your target market is. It's all about people need other people to have the kind of life we want in this life. We don't do it all ourselves. Deliver everything you promise. This is a big one for me in today's marketplace. Overpromise, underdeliver. Because if you deliver better than you promise, people will be more happy. If you deliver less than you promise, they're going to be quite ticked off. That's human nature, and we must expect that. Be on time. It doesn't matter whether it's with an email, a text, in person. Be on time. So if you need something by 2 o'clock, and I say I will give it to you by 2 o'clock, then it's up to me to produce it by 2 o'clock. Not up to you to come chasing me for it. These are, to me, they're just basic rules of etiquette and manners, if you think about it. But when we transfer it to a business world, money changes hands, business changes hands, we grow, things get better. But we often don't do that. And please don't be superior. The one thing in business that is not going to work is if you have an attitude. Attitude is everything. The only one thing in life that you have total control is your attitude. You can't control your circumstances, you can't control others, but you can control your attitude. And we need to get that harnessed before we go too far. I've got half a minute. All these things take intention and discipline. We'll talk about that another time. Zig Ziglar said the best way to get what you need is to help others get what they need. And he was a big guy in the sales business. Make sure everybody in your organisation is properly inducted and speaks with one voice. You can't have a mother and a father saying a different thing to the child about whether they can go to the ice rink or not. And finally, the last one, I'm 12 seconds over. First impressions do count. Whether that impression is on media, whether it's in person, whether it's in written text, first impressions do count. And it's very hard to overcome a bad one. Thank you very much. My name is Terri Codd. And you can find me, where can they find me? On the
business scrum.
On the business scrum, the shoulder rub. Thank you very much.